Hey, I'm Tashi, and welcome to my parents' home. Today we have something very special planned. My parents live in the suburb of Philadelphia, and today we're gonna be heading into Philly in order to visit some of the local yarn shops in the area. I am so excited for this adventure and so excited for you guys to come along with me. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining our community. And if you enjoy any part of this video, please give it one of these. Let's go to Philly.
I love yarn. I love yarn. I love yarn. I love yarn.
We are in Northwest Philly and we're about to visit our very first local yarn shop called Wild Hand. Let's go.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
This shop is so stinking cute. Unfortunately, the owner is currently on vacation, but I want to tell you some of my favorite things about the shop. First of all, it's not just specifically for knitters or crocheters. They focus on all of the fiber arts, which I really, really love. So they have classes for spinning and for doing all sorts of other things. One of my favorite things that they sell here, which is adorable, are they have these different kits. So this one's a weaving kit, and then they also have a punch needle kit for my punch needlers out there, and so many other fun kits. They have little bowls of buttons, which you know I'm gonna be hitting that up. And of course they have my favorite yarn, Monos. So many beautiful yarns. They even have a little kid corner, which is super, super cute and precious. There's also lots of classes provided on all sorts of different of the fiber arts. If you're in the Northwest Philadelphia area, definitely come check this store out. So, so cute.
I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat, and on we'll go, through the wastelands.
We are here at Luv2Knit and More in Jenkinstown, right outside of Philadelphia, and I'm very excited to talk to Ellen today. After this, we're gonna head back into Philly and start moving our way south.
The last thing I thought I would do was, you know, I never win anything, and I said, so everybody, I said, yeah, everybody should be able to see it. I shouldn't take it home.
Yeah, so you won this from the Knitting Guild.
I won that from the Knitting Guild that I'm a member of. Yeah.
Can you tell us your name and how long you've been in business?
Sure. Absolutely. My name's Ellen Rubin, and I've been in business since 2017, the spring is 2017. I ended up working as a scientist, and 25 years ago, people were saying that knitting was really meditative, and I started working at different knitting stores on the side on the evenings and weekends, and I was seeing a lot of people, and they were just saying how much it was helping them. And then, as a geeky scientist, I wanted to know, like, what's going on here. It's not just meditative. Something's going on here with the brain, and so that led me down the path of trying to figure that out. And then I did a 180 in my life and said, if not now, when? I have this idea for a nonprofit, and I knew the nonprofit would not be successful without a brick and mortar store. So
this is a non-profit store?
So no.
Okay, all right. I was like, what?
Yeah, no. So
teach me your way.
So I started out 7 years ago with a very small store inside that big building that's beside us, and then we kind of outgrew the space and moved here.
So how long have you had this store then?
So we moved here 3.5 years ago from a smaller store. The idea was to be working with people of all different abilities and people who had some problems in their life. Maybe it was cancer, maybe it was drug or alcohol addiction. And I've worked with a lot of different people, foster kids in Philly, maternity patients on long-term bed rest, kids at Children's Hospital who had hemiparesis due to cerebral palsy, nurses and support staff to prevent compassion fatigue before the pandemic. And I have a big binder full of all these journal articles because I still am at heart a geeky scientist. And I can't change that.
Right.
And I hypothesized that it might help people with autism a long time ago because people with autism frequently have comorbidities of stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
So I started working with autistic individuals hoping that it would help and found out that it really did. So we work with people of all different abilities. I've worked with people who are blind, or 95% blind, partially blind, people who have had strokes, people with intellectual disabilities, taught them how to crochet and knit. I have one young lady who was born without her left hand. So I taught her how to knit and crochet, and I had to teach her how to crochet left-handed. So even though I'm right-handed, I have to be able to knit and crochet.
I love how you got into it just from a totally different you know, arena than most people do. So you run your nonprofit basically out of this store?
So they're two separate entities.
Okay.
And we do nonprofit work. So when I went to Children's Hospital, we had yarn and needles that were donated, and we donated our time. But like say I have someone who's autistic and who comes here for a lesson, to support the store and stuff. So that's the store. So they're two separate entities that we have to keep completely separate.
Right.
But you know, we're able to get the word out about like really what our mission is at the heart of what we're working towards. And I say we because it's really a lot of people that have made this successful. The reason I started it was, and knowing that I needed to do this, was I had lost a number of friends due to cancer and other things, like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I was in my 40s, and I was really scared to take the next leap. Like, do I do this? Do I not do this? And I finally came after about 6 weeks of sleeping on it and thinking about it. I woke up one day very determined and said, you know what, I don't want to be on my deathbed saying, hey, I had a great idea for a nonprofit and doing this and help people and blah, 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 but I was too scared to do it. You know, at least, I mean, if it's, you know, so that's
just wild. So you just pivoted in your mid-40s, and you've built such a beautiful community here. I mean, the fact that you have so many people showing up to your knitting group is just incredible. Like, I have been to a lot of small shops, and I've never seen a knitting group this big.
And it's summer right now, so
a lot of people are gone.
A lot of people are gone. So really, in the winter, it's really can be up to 30+ people,
Beautiful.
It really is.
What's your favorite part about your brick and mortar store? What's your favorite aspect?
I'd say every day is different, and the people that I work with, and how we can really fundamentally help those individuals. Yeah, I love the teaching part of it. I love it. I love working with people of all different abilities.
What's your favorite weight of yarn to work with, personally?
Well, it has shifted over the years.
Okay.
I'd have to say initially, and I've thought about that, believe it or not, that question. Originally, I was very much like a worsted weight kind of person, worsted DK.
Yeah, that's me.
And recently, I have now more of an affection for the fingering weight yarn, although it takes longer.
Wow.
I like the drape, and I like, I'm crocheting now, actually it was sport, I believe it is, but in any case, I'm making, I made a green sweater. As you walk in, you can see I was on vacation last year, and that was a fingering weight yarn, and I loved working on it because the drape.
The drape is nice. This is sport weight, but
it's very close.
The drape is, the drape is nice.
So I'd have to go with fingering.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I think I already know the answer, but I gotta ask. Final question. Yeah. Most important question.
Drum roll.
Knit or crochet?
So that's a really hard one. So, but I'm going off on a tangent. Then I came back to crochet again. So I have to say, I really like both of them, and I know there's two camps, knitter crochet camp, but they achieve different things, and you can have similar looks. Crochet works up much faster. You use about a third more yarn. Knitting has a different look, so I'm gonna go with, I like both of them.
Okay.
I like both of them. I think everybody.
There's a first for everything, guys. There's a first for everything.
You haven't heard that?
No.
Really?
Yeah, usually people are like one or the other, so. Yeah.
I love making the amigurumi.
Oh yeah, there's I see you have like the amigurumi yarn.
Which you don't have to necessarily use for amigurumi.
Oh no, not at all, but
people
it's
make
so
sweaters.
cool.
Yeah. I have to, and I've had a lot of people that have come in me having problems with their Woobles projects. So in fact, I had one person who came in today. I thought, like, I need to contact them and say, if you're in trouble with your Wooble in the Philadelphia area, come see me.
Oh, you totally should.
And adults and children.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's great.
I love working. But anyway, so I love them both.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, you're just such a versatile human. This is so beautiful. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thank you.
This was awesome. So tell us what this is.
This is a compilation of just some of the many articles which I found after I started the store, which was proving what I was seeing in all the different individuals that I was working with and the therapeutic benefits. So I went into different journal places, search engines, I should say, and like I found the impact of knitting intervention on compassion fatigue in oncology nurses. So that's how I had the idea to, well, why don't we just go to Abington Memorial Hospital and work with nurses before the pandemic, because if it's going to help oncology nurses, certainly it's going to help other nurses. Here's something talking about EEGs and correlating to the flow state. It doesn't specifically talk about knitting, but knitters all the time now will talk about, you get into this like flow state. Knitters and crocheters. When I say knitters, it's interchangeable.
I always just say yarners.
Oh, I think I'm going to adopt that.
Oh, please do.
I like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is a whole bunch of different articles. I was asked to write a few articles, so I have that.
Till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go.
Welcome to South Philly. We are on our way to the South Philly Yarn and Craft store, and then we're going to go up to South Street to check out Luv. We have something very special happening at the South Philly Yarn and Craft store, so let's go check it out. I think we're getting closer. Here we are. Let's go inside.
Hello, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your shop, how long you've been in business.
I'm Ashley. We've been in business since September, so we're coming up on a year. Our 1-year anniversary is September 13th. It's Friday the 13th.
Oh. What is your favorite aspect about the store?
Oh my gosh, the community.
Yeah.
So tonight's actually a really good example because we usually on Thursday nights have Stitch and Bitch and it's like big community turnout. And but tonight we're also having a book signing with a new author, so it's awesome.
We're so excited to be here for this. What's your favorite yarn that you sell in your store?
Probably the pop floof yarn.
Pop floof yarn.
Yes, it's dyed. The yarn is 100% baby alpaca from sustainably sourced and hand dyed in West Philly by an amazing fiber artist. Stitch and Make, yeah. So it's very near and dear.
Anything else that you want to tell us about your store that you feel like we should know?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. We're very inviting. Like,
Yeah.
we're not a scary yarn store. I feel like
Not at all. Not at all. This is so warm and welcome. Like, we're sitting on this couch, just like chilling together. She hugged me as soon as I walked in the door. Like, love this girl.
we have so much fun here, and it's yarn, it's crocheting and knitting, but it's also we do sewing classes too.
Oh, that's awesome. Last question, but the most important question: crochet or knit? Knit.
I'm like an elder millennial, and so crocheting wasn't cool when I was younger.
I still did it anyways.
My favorite story to tell is I learned how to knit like very much under the gun because my best friend had to finish a project. It was like 2 a.m. She didn't finish. She was like panicked. Oh my god, I need to finish this. So recruited all of us, and we had to learn how to knit at like 2 a.m. in the dorms. My boyfriend. It was amazing. So I have this soft spot for crochet now. It's like cooking versus baking.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Do you want to tell us who's here today?
The Naughty Boss, Instagram, YouTube. She's an amazing like crochet fiber artist. And, like her book is all crochet secrets, so it's very easy to follow, great for beginners. Instructions on how to crochet, little like tips and tricks.
We're so excited to go see her. I am here with the Naughty Boss, and she has her book coming out. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. It's called Crochet Secrets, and it's filled with a bunch of crochet tips and tricks. I post them on my Instagram every Tuesday, and it's kind of a compilation of all of them that I've been posting over the last 2 years in a printed form. So.
We're so excited that you're here at this amazing yarn studio, and thank you for sharing your work with us.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't want to miss a beat.
You want to introduce yourself? Just say who you are, how long you've had the store?
Yeah, my name is Laura, and we've had Loop since, my business partner and I, Craig, have had Loop since, 2005, so it's been 19 years. We're coming up on our 20th anniversary. I know,
We
very
love
exciting.
that. That's
Yes.
so exciting. And we're standing in front of a magnificent wall. Can you tell us about the yarn on this wall?
Yeah, so this yarn is all hand dyed by us here at Loop. We have 5 different bases. So we have like 2 fingering weight bases. This is a merino and a cashmere merino that all match with our mohair. So you can do lots of beautiful pairing of yarns, so all our colors go together. And then we have a beautiful DK and worsted blend as well. So we really are, you know, we've had great success with it. We've been doing it for about 3 years, and our customers are loving it, so it's exciting.
I mean, I can see why. It's absolutely stunning. So what prompted you to start dyeing your own yarn?
Well, you know, you always want to have something that other people don't have, right? Like all yarn shops, you know, we all know what the yarns are that are out there, and certainly every shop does their own thing with, you know, their shop and, you know, with the yarns that they carry. But we just wanted to offer something to our customers that they could only get here, and it's just fun. Like, it's just fun to do. Like, we like dyeing yarn, and it was really fun to just get into it and start experimenting with it. So yeah, and you know, people always are traveling like you and want something local and want you know, so we thought we should, you know, provide that for them as well.
And where do you source your yarn from?
It's all made and milled in South America. So we do have like a vendor that, you know, deals in undyed wool. So.
Oh, that's amazing. And do you have a favorite weight of yarn to work with?
You know, it's tough. I actually am a huge mohair fan.
Are you?
Like, I will put mohair in anything. So
that's awesome.
Adding mohair to a fingering weight and getting like a nice sport DK is like a real good mix for me.
Good for you. See, anything below like a worsted weight, I don't have the patience for.
You are in good company because most of our customers feel the same way. So yes, worsted is definitely, you know, our most popular category.
Do you have any classes that you offer?
We do. We have a full range of classes. Everything from, you know, we have our really popular Learn to Knit series. I mean, I can't tell you how many people we have taught to knit over the years. Like, it's awesome. It's fantastic. We really have, you know, we have a great knitting community here in Philadelphia, and so we have Learn to Knit classes, Learn to Crochet classes, and, you know, a variety of sweater and project classes as well.
Well, I feel like I might know the answer to this question, but this is the last question and probably the most important.
Okay.
Crochet or knit?
You know, I for me it's knit.
I see.
I know that crochet is really, really for the first time in the 20 years that we've had our business, the last year, crochet has really taken off.
It really is.
So it's exciting. I think a lot of young people are really getting into crochet, which is great. I always say we should, you know, credit Harry Styles with that. Right? So people are really getting into that, and we are expanding our course offerings, you know, to accommodate that as well. So it's good.
I love it. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
You're welcome.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Well, we are back home in the Midwest, and I was editing this video and I was just filled again with just so much awe and inspiration. I mean, these women that own these shops are just truly inspiring. They're doing so many wonderful things within their community, and I love different aspects of every single shop that we visited. So I thought I would just wrap up this video by telling you guys my favorite aspect of each shop and just giving some final thoughts on the overall experience of getting to meet all of these wonderful people. So we'll start with Wild Hands. The owner was Liz, and I unfortunately didn't get to meet her, which made me so sad because based on our back and forth email exchange, I think that Liz and I would really have hit it off if we had the chance to meet in person. Thankfully, the gal that she had working, Gina, was just absolutely terrific. She was so kind and welcoming. She was super silly with us and goofy with us, so we got some great pictures and some great footage of that store, which was really excellent. And my favorite thing about Wild Hand is that they cater to all of the fiber arts, and I did mention that when I was kind of describing the video, but I just think that that is so cool and unique and not something that you see in very many yarn stores. They truly have something for any sort of fiber artist in their store, and so I really appreciated that aspect of Wild Hand. The next store, we had Luv2Knit and More with Ellen, and then her nonprofit is called Crafters on Call. My favorite aspect of this store was just the impact that Ellen is having and the store is having on the community. I mean, like I said, I had never seen a knitting group that was as big as the group that was there, and she said that it was small because it's summertime and people are like on vacation. I just thought that that spoke volumes to the reach and impact that she's really had on the area, and the fact that she uses the store as kind of like a hub to also support her nonprofit, I just think is absolutely incredible and definitely a really cool aspect of the store. I also loved her library. Like, she had a library of all of these different yarning books that people could just come and look at and peruse or work out of. Like, I just thought that that was so cool and so unique, something that I have never seen in any craft store that I've visited. And as a librarian myself, I really appreciated that. So I just thought that that was so cool and so awesome. Next up, we had South Philly Yarn and Craft with the owner, Ashley. And honestly, my favorite aspect of this store was the owner. Ashley is absolutely incredible. I think out of everybody that I talked to during this journey, Ashley and I just really clicked. And I feel like if I lived in the Philly area, she and I would become fast friends. She was just so easy to talk to. She was super down to earth, really relatable, just really passionate about her store and what she does. And another thing that I really liked about her store is she had a lot of local yarns that were available for sale in her store, which the other two did not as much. And so she really focused on like highlighting local fibers and supporting the local fiber community in that way. And she actually also had a special yarn that was specifically dyed only for her store. So it was like a dye that you could only get at her store, and it is now sold out. Like, I just saw on Instagram the other day that she posted that they were all sold out of that yarn. It was just absolutely beautiful. It looked like a freaking sunset with like oranges and yellows and purples and pink hues. Oh, it was beautiful, and I can understand why it was sold out because that was just so cool. And then of course the last store that we visited was Loop, and unfortunately I didn't get a card from her or anything. But Loop was so awesome because of the fact that they dyed their own yarn. I absolutely thought that that was so cool and so unique to that shop. And you could really tell that the owner, Laura, was very passionate about that yarn and the dyeing process. She took a lot of pride in that beautiful wall of self-dyed yarns. All of these shops that we visited just had something so unique to offer the Philly community, and I hope that they all continue to thrive for years to come because they really are all making impacts in different and unique ways. And I just think that it's so beautiful how each of their stores truly I just think it's so beautiful how each of these stores really reflects the uniqueness of the owners as well. You can really see their personalities shining through in every aspect of the stores. So we had just such an incredible and amazing time. I can't wait to go back and visit all of these shops the next time I'm in the Philly area. If you're a Philly resident, let me know which shop is your favorite to frequent. And if you're not a Philly resident, which one did you vibe with the most in this video? Let me know in the comments below, and please show these shops some love. I will have all of their websites linked in the description below. So please support them in whatever way you can, because it takes a community to keep the fiber artist dream alive, and you are all part of that community. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I'll see you guys next time for another crafty adventure.